Not everybody at the same time, though.
Questions?
Does anybody have any questions? Yes.
Are you married?
Not yet. But I'm looking for. I'm just kidding. I do not. I don't have time for that. I am too busy in the ministry. But if the Lord brings one, I'm good. Good question, but not that kind of questions. I'm just kidding. Yes.
Do you get a chance to go back to Honduras?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, I have the opportunity to go at least 3 times a year and go back, not to the same place that I was, but we have the same ministry that we have here. We have it in Honduras with almost 250 kids. So it's incredible to be able to do that. So yeah. Yes, ma'am.
She asked my question, but I've got another one.
Yes.
When the boxes come to the orphanage, are there enough for everyone?
In that orphanage, yes, we had enough. I just remember a helicopter came and threw the boxes
Really?
over there, yes, and everybody got it. So it was an experience that I will not forget. So
And did you do the greatest journey then, the 12
no,
weeks?
at that time we didn't have it. The greatest journey started like years after.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes.
Have you been back to your orphanage in Honduras since you left it?
My last time that I went to the orphanage was in 2009. After that, I have not been yet. So, yeah. I know somebody in here had a question.
In the back there, blue shirt.
Blue shirt. There's a lot of blue shirts. Yes. I have a question to my son. I'm just kidding. Yes.
My dad wants to know when you were born.
When I was born in. Which one? I'm just kidding. I was born in 89. 1989. Yes.
What was the closest city that you lived in?
The closest city that I live in Honduras?
Yes.
Okay, so let me go back and retract all the cities. I'm just kidding. So I'm original from Santa Barbara, but then from there, San Pedro Sula, then moved to Tegucigalpa, then to Guaymaca, then went back to Tegucigalpa, then to Puerto Cortes, and then San Pedro Sula, and then the U.S. Yeah.
Wow.
Mhm.
Do you know or have any idea of why your parents had to leave all the children at the orphanage? Did they pass away? Or?
There are so many different circumstances. There are times that maybe the parents don't want the kids anymore. There's times that parents are in trouble, so they might be in jail. There's some that their parents die. So there's many different circumstances why the kids are there. So
Do you personally know why you and
Mine?
your siblings? had
yes,
to-
this is the story that I know, but I don't know if it's true because I feel like there's more than that. So my parents were getting divorced, and they had to go to court because my mom wanted to separate the siblings, the twins. But then my dad didn't want to do it, so then court said, if you guys don't agree, they're gonna go to the orphanage. And my mom said, send them. So, and at 2 years old, that's when I got separated from them because we were in an orphanage, but my mom knew where we were. That's the reason why I went to 14 different orphanages, because if she knew where we were, she would come and kidnap us. So the only one that found was me. But then after I went back to the orphanage, then all my siblings were gone. So, yeah. Yes.
Is the note that you showed us the exact same note?
Yes, it's the original one. Yeah. I love pictures and letters, so Barbara knows that. Yeah, so Barbara, I know that that's a crazy question, but Barbara came to the orphanage, my last orphanage that I was for 14 years. She came and she was a volunteer there, so we both are buddies in here, and we've been knowing each other for a long time. When there's times that I got in trouble, me and my best friend, we went to her house and hide over there and
It's
just
true.
have fun. Just
Yeah.
had a party.
It's true.
All that trouble is kind of like revealing now. Yeah. Yes, ma'am.
Have you ever, since being separated from your siblings, ever reunited?
No, not yet.
Not yet.
But I know that we have a wonderful Father.
Oh, yes.
He's gonna bring us together. So,
I'll be praying for that.
thank you. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so you have an awesome testimony. So do you go all over the world or just in the United States?
Yes, I have the opportunity with the ministry that I serve. I I'm a national speaker for Operation Christmas Child, so I have the opportunity to travel all here, and plus Puerto Rico. We went like 2 years, and I think 2 years or 3 years ago. But also too, with my testimony, I go to other different countries as well and share. Yes. Yes, ma'am.
You have a precious sense of humor.
Thank you. Thank you.
It was from me.
It's from her.
Just kidding.
Another little one. She raised her hand over there. I don't want to skip her. No. Yes.
Was the orphanage that you were at when you received the box, were they receptive to actually, I mean, like, you hear horror stories of orphanages where they're like, oh no, you can't do that. Were they receptive to having those gifts delivered?
Well, so my orphanage was a Christian orphanage. And I just remember, I did not share this part because of time, but you guys are asking me questions, so I'm gonna go a little bit. In my orphanage, like I said it before, we were like, the helicopter came and landed and threw the boxes. But before that, we were in a classroom, and I remember like our teacher, she was like, cause like, of course for us, it's more like, we were not allowed to be outside of the orphanage, it was just inside. So seeing a helicopter coming, of course, you as a 6 years old, you wanna be curious. Like George, you know, George the Curious. You want to be curious and you want to be out and you want to make sure you know what's going on. And I remember our teacher just told us, hey, you need to be inside, divide us in different ages, took us to the church, and they told us, we're going to give you something, but guess what? You are not allowed to open it until everybody receives their own. And I remember tapping the missionary's shoulder and I said, excuse me, ma'am, can I open my gift? And she's like, no, you have to wait for everybody to get their own. And the reason why I asked her that question was because my friends who were beside me, they had the clear shoeboxes. Yes. Everybody, I heard that. And then you were able to see what was inside. But I got the one that it was all Christmas wrapping one. So I have to wait for everybody to receive their own. So while I was waiting, me and some of my friends, we start shaking our shoebox, trying to figure out what would be inside of ours. But then I remember after they have like, everybody has received their own shoeboxes, the missionaries, they pray for us and they share the gospel about Jesus being born. And then we all at the same time count to 3 and that's when we open our presents. So, yeah.
Hey, Judy, can you describe a typical day at the orphanage for everybody so they kind of understand
Yes.
what life is like?
What is a typical day?
You know, starts at 6 a.m.
I have to get up at 4 o'clock in the morning. And then I have to go like 6 o'clock. We have 2 hours to clean the house. Then I went out specifically to the kitchen, got some wood in the mountains, then start cooking. Then at 6 a.m., we all will gather like in a huge circle. And then we were like for 1 hour over there because we did like praise, and then we also have like a Bible or like devotion. And then after that, we went to school. Then when we were done at 2 o'clock, we went back again to the devotions, then at 4 o'clock to eat, then at 5 o'clock to the rooms, and then locked down until 4 o'clock in the morning again. That's pretty much it. Yeah. Yes.
One more. Have you ever met up or seen any of those children you did not with?
Oh, there's a lot that I still have communication with them. Some of them came to the States because they got adopted as well. So there are some that they're here. Yeah. Yes, sir. You.
So in all the orphanages that you went to over the years, did you ever interact with OCC again? Did you ever see them give shoeboxes at another orphanage?
Before I answer your question, can I steal that baby? I'm just kidding. No. So the orphanage that I went there from like 2 years old all the way to like 16 years old. So I was in that orphanage for 14 years. Since I was born to 2 years old, that's when I was in different orphanage, I guess almost every month. So yeah, so no, that was my first and only Operation Christmas Child shoebox gift that I
It's
received.
in Tennessee.
So,
In
yeah.
Dalton, Tennessee.
Mm-hmm.
Could you tell us about how you put it together as an adult working for Samaritan's Purse that you realized, oh, I got that box when I was 5 years old? How did you get to work for Samaritan's Purse?
Yes, so like I came here to the States in 2008. And that's when, like in my school, because my school that I went to, it is a Christian school, Bryan College in Dayton, Tennessee. And in that school, somebody like you guys right here, the volunteers, OCC volunteers, somebody came and tried to persuade the students at my school to pack shoeboxes. And I would be honest with you, at that time, I didn't know English that well. But also too,
You'd lie.
no, I didn't know it that well compared to what it is right now.
Well,
Thank you very much. But I just remember because like they were talking so fast and they were sharing, and I was like in the corner of chapel. It was a chapel. I was in the corner, and I was like, I don't even have a clue what this guy is talking about, so I'm just gonna fall asleep. No, I did not say that. But I was just in the corner, and I remember he started sharing about it and talking about how can people be doing it, and like they can do it with 2 people or 3 or many more. And then he started showing the pictures about like children receiving shoeboxes and then the logo. And I was like, wait a minute, this is familiar to me. And I remember going back home after I was done with school, and I told my parents about my story. I told them, and I told my mom. I even remember it was like 9:30 p.m. and I told my mom, we're going to the store right now because I am going to pack shoe boxes because the impact that it made in my life, I wanted to impact others as well. So that was in 2008. Then in 2010, that's when the ministry kind of like discovered who I was and when I received a shoebox. And then in 2012, I became a national speaker for them. Yes. Yes, so when I moved from the orphanage, I have like a missionary that she started a ministry called Eternal Family Project, which it was a home for girls where they were like in the orphanage, and she saw the need of for the girls to continue going to school. So I was one of them, and she knew my parents, and my parents talked to, I guess, the president of the school, and then the president of the school knew my story, and there's a family that they're my family still, that is called like that they have a scholarship under their dad's name that is called like the Midland Scholarship of Joseph Midland Scholarship, and it was for a servant leader, or it was more for like somebody that was a daughter or son of missionaries and that they want to continue doing ministry. But in my mind, I always had ministry. I always wanted to do ministry, but I didn't know the significance of the Midland Scholarship until like basically 4 years after I graduated. So God knew already, so that's how I got the scholarship. Yes?
Since you've gotten involved with OCC, have you met any other people who have received the packages as children?
Oh yes. And when we're all together, we get in trouble. It's funny that you asked that question because I feel like the stories of all of us, they're different stories, different countries, different circumstances. But when we get together, it's like God bring us together with different stories, but it looks like it's the same story, and it looks like we know each other for like a long time ago. But some of them is like the first time that we meet and everything like that. But there's like at least 56 like me, so yeah. Mm-hmm. Yes?
I just want to thank you for sharing your toothbrush story, because that really makes me want to put more than one toothbrush in every box. You have to share
Welcome.
it with somebody else.
Yeah. Thank you. I made sure that I put at least 5 in each. I know how it was. Yeah. That's it.